Right, today we're going to try and make marshmallow Easter eggs. So I've got half a cup of warm water that I'm going to put in the bowl of the mixer. And to that I'm adding 2 tablespoons of gelatine powder. I'm going to just swish that around a little bit. Push it all down to stir it in. And we'll leave that in the bowl while we get on with the rest. So I've measured out 2/3 of a cup of glucose syrup. This sticky stuff, it's quite difficult to get out, so I did that beforehand. And to that I'm going to add 1.5 cups of sugar, because marshmallow is not at all sweet, is it? And then I'm going to get another 1/2 cup of water. Pop that in there. And then just on a very low heat on here, I'm going to stir that in till the sugar dissolves. Just move it round, just have very low heat. And it is all starting to loosen up a bit now. It's a very cloudy colour at the moment, but I will show you when it's clear, because that's when we'll be adding our candy thermometer. This is a candy thermometer, and it will clip onto the side, and we'll watch the temperature rise. This one is to about 115 degrees C. Once this is all dissolved, it'll take about, well, between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on the ferocity of your heat underneath. But it's best to keep it on the low, because otherwise, you know, you're probably going to burn it, which is just going to waste all your ingredients. Just watching that, and I'll just show you here what we did was we've made a mould for our marshmallow, and it's simply, I've got a pan full of flour which you can use again, so it's not wasteful, and you just pop your egg in and rub it round, and you're going to make the little egg shape, so hopefully we'll have beautiful egg shape or half egg shapes for our marshmallow eggs. So I'm just looking in from the top, obviously you can't, and I can see that the sugar has all dissolved in. It's very difficult to show you that, but there's no sugar crystals. Another way is you pick some up, wait for it to cool on your spoon a little bit, and then rub it, and if there's crystals there, you'll be able to feel them quite quickly. So the sugar crystals have all dissolved, so I'm going to turn the heat up, because now we want to bring that to the boil, and I'm going to install our candy thermometer and leave that on the side there. Wait for that to boil, and it'll take between 5 and 10 minutes for that to come to the boil and then reach 115 degrees C. So we'll come back then. So the temperature is just coming up to 115 degrees. It says soft ball. My gelatine is in here. Like that, you can see it's stuck at the bottom. They don't really soften terribly well. Get that spinning. Timer check 5 minutes, and then we're going to slowly add the syrup in a steady stream to our gelatine mixture. I'll show you how slow we go. Soaking water, and I'm putting a 5-minute timer on, just to keep you mindful of how it's going. And it's already beautifully white, so I'm going to add my vanilla. If you've got a vanilla bean, scrape that in. It's lovely. But this is vanilla paste. And I've quite got my heart set on having some pink marshmallow, so I'm adding a heaped teaspoon of freeze-dried raspberry powder. Which you're going to have to scrape off the sides a bit. Turn it off for a second just to scrape all of that in. You can see it's really runny. Not the best place to stop. But the whisking will aerate it and it will also cool it down, so we'll just keep going with that. And I'll come back in about 4 minutes now. So the marshmallow has been spinning for about 5 minutes now. I did taste it halfway through and decided it needed more raspberry powder in. It's still not that dark pink, but ooh, tasty yummy. It's all strawberry.
Yeah. You put it all over your face.
Have I got it all over my face? That's what happens when you try it. I tried it on a spoon, but we're going to go with it because that's what happens. That's what you're going to be like in your kitchen. All over my face. Now the hard part is trying to get it into these moulds. You can just, we've got a square tin that we've lined with greaseproof paper and icing sugar. You can just plop it all in there and then have nice easy cubes, but we've got this vision of having marshmallow eggs. So I'm going to try and spoon some in. No, I don't think it's going to pour in, Alice, so I think we need a set of spoons as well. And we're going to try and just make quenelles with the marshmallow and drop them into our moulds. Oh, they look so pretty. I can use this flour again, so don't panic, we're not wasting it. If you want to make a gluten-free version, you'd have to push it down into corn flour. But as I say, you can still use it again, so, you know, it depends how mad you are. You may want to just put it into a nice, easy square tin and then cut slices out afterwards.
You could probably cut out egg shapes and just eat them.
And cut out egg shapes. Why didn't we think of that? I'm going to leave Alice to then, or shall I scrape this off?
I can scrape it.
Scrape it into our square tin. So there we are, and they're going to take about 2 hours to set, and we can trim them a little bit to get the shape a little bit more close to perfection. But then the fun will begin when we have to cover them in our chocolate. So that's the next step. So our marshmallow eggs have worked beautifully. The moulds worked. We've got lots of half egg shapes. And all we did was we took them out of the flour, brushed them all off, and then let them rest. So the fun and games are going to begin now, when we're going to try and melt the chocolate and get the marshmallow off the fork. So that flour, we'll just sift that back into the box and we can use that again for other things. Because flour, as we all know, is a precious commodity. I've got just over a block of Whittaker's Dark Ghana here, and then about 2/3 of another block chopped very finely. And I'm just going to put this in the microwave. You can do it in a bain-marie, but we're going to do it a minute at a time. Minute on defrost, stir it round, put it back in until it starts to break down and we can see it's almost melted. Right, so my chocolate is very melted. That's taken me about 5 separate minutes on defrost in the microwave. So in for a minute and then stir it. And then I've got my other portion of chocolate that I'm going to put in here to melt it off the heat of the stuff that's been in the microwave. So I'm going to stir that quite vigorously. The bowl feels quite warm to touch as well. And try and get that melted down. This way, hopefully the chocolate will be a bit more shiny and glossy when we dip the marshmallows in. So that's coming together. You use the non-melted chocolate to cool the melted chocolate effectively. I'm going to need this little bit as well, so I'll put that back in. We want nice runny chocolate for our marshmallows. Over to you in the studio.
Oh, it's hot.
She's so much more buff anyway.
Oh, it's really hot.
It's not that hot. Just push those lumpy bits. The advice does say if you've got a few lumpy bits, you can take them out.
We live in
But we don't want to waste chocolate. And if we took them out, we'd have to eat them.
Which isn't what we're going to do once they're on the marshmallows.
How's your arm?
It's good.
How's that looking?
A few lumpy bits still, but I think we can probably get going.
It's glossy.
It's glossy. I think we run the biscuit with the lumpy bits. There's only a few.
Well, if we had a marshmallow egg with a lumpy bit on, we'll still eat it.
You'll know why.
Right, would you like to do the first dip? See how glossy it is? Ooh, looking good. It's a lot of chocolate, it doesn't go a long way, so we don't want to waste any, so have our system ready. I'm going to tilt it so she can hopefully just get one dip and we're away. And
It's got a nice load of flour.
you've got a brush there.
I'm going to lose the shape with my handling. Dip.
Dip.
And
You missed a bit, you missed a
missed a
bit.
bit.
There we go. Give it a good turn all the way around.
It's going to fall off its fork.
Confidence.
There we are.
Shake and back.
Oh. We're going to do some surgery in a minute.
I'm going to have a dip this time. I'm going for a big plunge.
I think a straight plunge is probably better
And
than
then-
a delicate end manoeuvre.
Pouring chocolate over. So this is, you know, messy chocolate play, isn't it? And we don't want lots of excess, so try and drain it off. I've got a nice gadget for holding it on. So I'm going rogue on the camera now. We've finished our egg chocolatiering. You can see those lovely eggs in the foreground there that we've got on trays and greaseproof paper. And then we had all the scraps from the edges. We made some hearts. Alice, can you show the heart? Point, point. That's it. And then Alice got all of those together and she's made her own special creation there. It's sort of a Rocky Road splodge of marshmallow and all the leftover chocolate. We put it all in the bowl, but we'll make some Rocky Road or put some biscuits with that tomorrow because we'll need another sweet treat in this house. Okay, so there we have it. That's our marshmallow eggs. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as we have.